So another one of these videos. Today I'm taking a look at all of my vinyl collection. Specifically, we're going to be starting out with the classical music that I have. Here is Rhapsody in Blue by Gershwin. I don't recall what his first name is, but it's good. It was used in Fantasia 2000, I believe, in the first segment of that. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Next up we get 1812 Overture. If you aren't familiar with this one, then you don't live or something, or you aren't American. Maybe. I don't know. I guess it was made by a Russian guy, but America seems to have adopted it for all of their 4th of July kinds of events. Now we got Carmina Burana, which is, that was used in the soundtrack for Glory, I believe, at the very end. The first 5 minutes of it's pretty good on its own. It took me a long time to sit through the last hour of it though, which is unfortunate. Now we're going to be looking at some soundtracks. These aren't in any order, but here's Lost Boys, 1987 maybe. It was really good. More Corey Feldman. Stand By Me. This is probably one of my favorite things that Stephen King is attached with, apart from Maximum Overdrive. I enjoy that movie quite a bit. Probably one of my favorite musicals, Little Shop of Horrors. This is pretty good. If you are a fan of musicals and you haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors, I highly recommend it. Next up we got even more Corey Feldman. This is the Goonies soundtrack, which the soundtrack itself is kind of disappointing, but I liked the movie quite a bit as a child. Now we got some more 80s stuff, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. This is my favorite of the Indiana Jones movies, although I will admit it is not the best of the Indiana Jones movies, if you know what I mean. We're going obscure now with Koyaanisqatsi, Life Out of Balance. Music composed by Philip Glass. Very minimalist kind of guy. If you like art movies, this is a good one to check out. I believe you can find it on YouTube. Believe is the keyword there. Soundtrack for Miami Vice. Miami Vice is cool, I guess. I've only seen the pilot episode of that and the Colin Farrell movie. And for some reason, this is a promotional copy. I don't know if you can read that. Yeah, I got a promotional copy of the Miami Vice soundtrack for no apparent reason. This is back into classical music almost, but I got Chariots of Fire and the 2001 Space Odyssey theme on a record. This is just some weird compilation thing I found for relatively cheap. Tron, with music by Wendy Carlos, if you can read. I can. I bought this just because I knew that Daft Punk was going to be doing the soundtrack for Tron Legacy, and I wanted to check out what the music of Tron was like, so got this. And to tell you the truth, I was kind of disappointed. It was good, but not the best. This is the Black Hole Storybook. This is a strange one to describe. I actually found this at Goodwill. It's a record with a bunch of sound effects and dialogue lines from the movie, and it's got corresponding pictures and numbers and shows you basically what happened in the movie. I haven't actually seen The Black Hole. I know they're remaking it, I think. I know they referenced it in Tron Legacy near the beginning. This is spoilers, I guess, because that's the end of the book. This is probably, I think it's the #1 selling soundtrack of all time, I think is the keyword here. Saturday Night Fever, it seems like it is at least. I find it everywhere whenever I'm searching for records. And I guess for a good reason. It's got some decent stuff on it. And it was highly influential for its time. The Star Wars soundtrack is pretty cool. It's got some pictures in it of lots of C-3PO on here. Well, C-3PO twice. Really cool picture of Darth Vader on the back of it. I always liked that. More John Williams stuff, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's got, that song that they used to haunt the aliens with or whatever. The Rocky soundtrack is pretty good actually. I was surprised with its depth the first time I listened to it. Whenever I first was originally listening to it, I thought it was just going to be a bunch of songs like the theme song, which is really good, but I think this is, I guess, an underrated soundtrack. Uh, this is a weird, unofficial thing almost. Dueling Banjos. It's not as good quality as in the movie of Deliverance, but still good. Even more John Williams. We got Jaws, which was a really, really great movie for its time, and still today even. If you haven't seen Jaws, I suggest watching that, and I guess you should learn how to convert carbon into oxygen or whatever, because if you haven't seen Jaws, it's kind of unfortunate. This is another weird compilation thing with a bunch of stuff on it. You got Great Gatsby, which is, I think, the soundtrack. No, it's not The Entertainer. That's The Sting, which is another Robert Redford movie. I always liked the title of The Day of the Dolphin. I've never seen the movie, but I'm under the impression that it's about dolphins blowing up submarines, which is pretty cool. Also, it's got Tubular Bells from The Exorcist, which is also awesome. And here we got the Sting soundtrack. That one's got the one with Entertainer and Maple Leaf Rag and a bunch of Scott Joplin stuff on it. Next up, we got more Robert Redford with Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid. I always liked Robert Redford as an actor. I've been looking for the soundtrack for Jeremiah Johnson for a very, very long time, and have been unfortunate to not have it and find it. This is really my dad's West Side Story soundtracks. Got some high points in it. It's too much of a musical for me, though. Like, I really like Little Shop of Horrors just because it admits that it's very comical at the very beginning. Another compilation disc, what's on here? I always buy these for something. Yeah, Great Escape. That's good. Dr. No is decent also, the soundtrack parts from this. I think this is the second edition of the same thing, because they're both made by the same company, and it says Volume 2. This one has the For a Few Dollars More theme song, which is good. We got Live and Let Die, more James Bond. This one was made by Paul McCartney, part of the Beatles, if you don't know for some reason. More Ennio Morricone. We got Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I don't really like this copy on vinyl, just because it's very strange, and it's almost surf guitar, if you've ever listened to it. Here's the proper version of the soundtrack. I bought this way later. I found it way cheaper than the one I showed you right before this. Here is For a Few Dollars More. I actually like the theme song for this more so than the theme song for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's grown on me, basically. I actually like the movie of For a Few Dollars More than for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is a weird old compilation thing again. You get Over the Rainbow and Singing in the Rain, which are always hilarious. And I guess these aren't necessarily records, but I got some other weird things. I got a CED of Scarface, the second part. I got Dr. No on Laserdisc, which I think I've shown on a different video. Got The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on Laserdisc, which I think I also showed. And I got this for free. I've highly considered using these discs as frisbees for a reason. But, yeah, that's about it. I'll probably make another one of these soon. Catch you later.